Good day, friends, and welcome to episode 35 of Krastorio 2. We have achieved finally an income of rare metals, and I've looked it up a little bit where I want to be for the next few episodes, and I've seen two ways I could go into now. One thing would be focusing into the production tech cards, which would give me access to a vast array of new technologies, ultimately getting us pretty close to atomic bombs or other fancy things. But then I stumbled across this beautiful technology, and then I decided I want to have a tank. And this beauty's just struck my eyes, and we're going to build a tank here. It's going to be quite easy because I only need to research the parts. I have everything I need, even have the engines. So we're going to build a tank next, and I want the exoskeleton as well. And I chose the exoskeleton for two reasons. First off, I'm very curious how a item with a movement bonus of 20% will work for me. And the other thing is it's needing processing units and electric engine units, and these are going to be things we're going to build today. Because processing units and electric engines are, well, future technology. We're going to need that stuff later on anyways. At least the thingies, the purple cards, blue cards, I don't know. It's hard to tell. Is it purple? Is it blue? What do you guys mean? So also don't mind the hay fever. My nose is completely down, so I'm sounding funny, don't I? But doesn't keep me down. Need to play Factorio. Okay, so to achieve this fun, we have to check out the recipe for the electric engine units. We're going to need a regular engine unit and lubricant. So lubricant is being made out of heavy oil. So I mean, I'm having a heavy excess of heavy oil over here. Really, I could, I don't know what. There's so much heavy oil here involved. If I wanted to, I could produce more lubricant than I ever need. The problem there is this stuff is all really far away from the production of my engines, because my engines are being made over here. So I really wonder how to solve this little problem. One thing I could do would be to grab a little oil from over here and produce some lubricant off-site over here, just for the sake of producing electric engines. And personally, I think that's one of the easiest ways I could get access to lubricant over here. So the other way would be to organize a bigger lubricant production on this in this vicinity here, and get a bigger ball rolling. But I don't think I want to start with a project like this if I don't have a clue how much of this stuff I'll need. So we're just going to ask the good old Helmod what we're going to need to produce one electric engine per second. So wait a sec. That's not the droid I was looking for. There we go. Electric engine. I typed that. Whatever. So if we want an output of one of these thingy, never mind. 14 factories, are you kidding me? Wow, okay, that's quite brutal, considering that we would need 20 factories to produce the engines alone. So, no. That's not how we're going to make this. Let's compute this by factory and see what we're going to need. So to let one of these things run, we're going to need 1.2 units of lubricant. That's all I wanted to know. So with the lubricant, I already have a block over here. So what will one of those guys produce? 10. So yeah, it's absolutely no problem. So I think I'm going easy way, and I'm going to import the oil from over here. Because if I ever need lubricant in those amounts, we're going to produce that stuff off-site. And hey man, where's my car? Over there. Wonderful. It's beautiful when you finally have settled yourself in so much that you finally have your car, and then you let it hang around places. Oh, the robots are blinking. Just wondering what the heck does the game want to tell me there. Okay, so we researched tanks. Also, I need the electric engine units and the processing units to produce power armors, because I want to have a power armor. I mean, come on, who wouldn't want to have a power armor? Okay, but first off, I want the tanks and power armors. That's a lovely title, isn't it? So, where's the tank, my friend? We're going to search it. No, not this tank, you fool. Where's the thing with the cannons? Where's my new toy? So, heavy armored vehicle. I'm sorry, I mispronounced that. We're going to look for a heavy armored vehicle. Okay. There it is. So I'm needing 12 more engine units, that's all. Okay, wonderful. So let's build a heavy armored vehicle. Okay, so we have everything we need. Let's go. This bad boy produces 2 full minutes, so let's get going. Let's get the oil rolling. Do I have everything I need to produce that stuff? That's the other question. And so in the car we have refineries, chemical plants, but I don't have something to burn stuff in. I'm lacking steel plates. Okay. So let's grab some steel plates. I need that too. Alright, so the new frontier is holding. I've resettled the border. Poor biters. Okay, steel stuff's being made here, so steel plates are accessible here. Okay, so that's that. Let's build 2 fluid burners, because we're having 2 excess fluids in that setup, and let's write some belt. I'm not into construction robots yet, because I didn't find the time to set up the production of those guys, and I don't want to rely on blueprints that much right now, because I don't see the need of it. Okay. But if I expand and upgrade the smelter arrays, I think I'm going to rely on the help of robots a little bit, because it's a lot easier that way. Okay, so I'm going to lead the oil over here, or wait a sec, I'm not only going to need the lubricant, don't I? So I think I'm going to produce some lubricant just over here. And, oh, we're having some chlorine line. I know, I remember now. Sometimes the details of this place are even not on my mind anymore. Okay. So, it's hand grenado time. Some trees are thinking they can boss around here and be in the way and be like, oh, I'm so tree. Oh man, I really love beating up nature in this game because I have a deep respect for nature in the real life. And it's just fun to be utterly disrespectful and towards nature, at least during your video game sessions. That's how it works for me. That's how I translate video game violence for me as well. I would never do that in real life, but sometimes, you know, I think the human mind really can use that venting mechanism from time to time. Well, let's hope we're going to cover that distance. Yeah, we do. I mean, there's still steel piping, as I have learned recently. Okay, I'm getting closer to my final destination here. I'm just stealing some oil from the pipeline towards the refinery, the silo. So it's not really terrible or anything. I don't think it's going to be noticeable at all in the end. So we have power armors available, technological at least. So let's research the exoskeleton equipment. I don't think 20% movement speed will be that much of a big upgrade or something like that, but I really want to try it out. So I want the oil refinery and the chemical plant, right? I'll need the chemical plant for the lubricant, I think. So where are you, Ed? There we are. So we're going into the advanced oil processing. Oh, it needs water. Okay. Keep forgetting about the water. There's no water around here. Yeah, well, I'm going to drag the oil a little bit closer towards the coast then. There are so many neat little techs here in Krastorio. I like it. So, the heavy armored vehicle is already built, I guess, but I'm going to research a little bit more for now. Personal laser defense equipments. That sounds nice too. Personal battery. For now, I want to research the production tech cards as well. Because I think they are going to be the next bigger project for me. And I really want to have a glimpse on what they unlock. Oh, I don't know. Since I'm playing Krastorio, I never find my offshore pumps in this menu. I don't know. Usually I find them without the search function. Okay. Let's dedicate an own pump for this thing. I know it's a little bit over measured, I think, but it's pretty good for me to keep things sorted. I really like when my things are sorted, you know? Okay. Just oh well, no. I'm going to make it the other way around. The oil has to bend to my will. So let's drop down the refinery like this. There's the water input. And we're going to oh, that's funny. But sadly the wrong height. Okay. Pipe works. I really hate that stuff. No. But as I like to say, the more I hate something, the more it hates me back. So let's rather not hate it too much. Okay, I got this running, so I'll need the fluid burners next. There we go. And the chemical plant for the lubricant. This is luckily a very simple recipe, so we're going to be connecting it like this here. Can't mix fluids. I don't want you to mix fluids. Okay, there we go. So now I have lubricant available. That's the usual frontier. Okay. Good. Okay. So I'm going to need for electric engines, I'm going to need engine units, lubricants, and electronic circuits. The biggest problems are the E-circuits, because we're so far away from any E-circuits here. They're getting produced way down the line here. So how we're going to solve that one? I'm going to split off a emergency belt for the green circuits there, because I have the slight feeling that this might not be the last moment I'll need green circuits in that area. Maybe I'm wrong, and then I haven't lost too much, but if I'm right, I have already installed everything up in front. And judging from the numbers necessary on the electric engines, I might be right about this decision. So I'm going to avoid the greenhouse area, because it's always harder to bridge that gap there. I really love how chaotic this place is starting to grow. Okay, so this doesn't connect with a yellow anymore. Luckily I have the red ones too. Ha! Okay. So there we go. Green circuits to the rescue. Okay, now I have the engines, the green circuits, the lubricant. What can possibly go wrong? We're going to reduce this belt up until this place here. And I'm going to build an assembler right here. Nothing too special. I don't want to put up too many of those guys here, because I'm not sure how many electric engines I'll need for now. So that stuff is again not in the right. Undo, copy, cut, paste. Well, which one I want to? Toggle exoskeleton. Okay. Toggle personal roboport upgrade planner. So I guess I'm going to get rid of the blueprints for now. And I want the max rate calculator again. Okay. So, just as I thought, the amount of basic inserters necessary for this kind of machinery are really not too much. Okay, so that's that. For now, I'll just output into a simple iron chest, because I don't know. Pretty sure I'm going to need a lot more electric engines in the future, but this future has yet to come. and then I don't know if I want to do it in such a way as right now. I'm not fond of that. So I'm going to allow this array to mass produce and fill this chest. It's okay. So the production tech card is research. What can we do here? Lab research speed. Quarry mineral extraction. Is that immersite? Yes, it is. Needing a funky amount of extra stuff to make immersite crystals. Okay, we're far away from that. I just wanted to have the glimpse, like I said. The next bigger project will be the ore enrichment, and I can't wait to introduce that. Let's research that. But I'm only done with the first half of my exercise for today. So the electric engines, I'm going to produce them like this right now, because I'm only needing the electric engines right now for the power armor and the exoskeleton, and thus it's okay if I just produce them into a container. Okay. Next up is going to be a little production of these guys. I was looking forward to that one. Okay, but before we do anything different, anything apart that, we're going to get into the car. So this guy can drive with fuel. Yeah, I forgot the other car. So let's take the car to drive to the other car. I've lived here in this factory so long without an automobile that I lost the habit. A lot of people rely on trains. I'm personally most of the time a car person. Cars and belts. But for long distance, nothing beats a train system. Most of the time, I'm just too lazy to set up trains for shorter ranges. So there we go. Let's get into the tank. Oh man, I need ammo for this big boy. Oh, quite some speed. Not bad. Okay. We're going to war, don't we? This thing has a machine gun, a flamethrower. Hell yeah. Okay, cool. Cannon shells, explosives. Again, explosive cannon shell. Oh. Okay, I guess I'm going to dedicate a mini episode just for military tech. Okay. I had the following thing in mind. To produce processing units, we're going to go into the Helmod again. I haven't set up a production for those yet, hey. Okay, so I thought like I would, well, it's pretty unrealistic again. An output of 1. Well, I'm not sure how much of this is easily achievable. So how high is my production for these guys? I'm producing 1.5 of them. So, well, let's attune those. 1.5 each. So how are we going to achieve that? I'm going to need rare minerals, I'm going to rare metals, I'm going to need sulfuric acid, and the other fancy stuff we have right there before. So basically I have now the option to either dip into my green circuit reserves I produce here, or produce them on site and don't stress this array. So if we look into this, I would need a massive amount of assemblers to feed the amount of pre-production this array needs, just to get the same amount of these cards as we have from the red cards. So these things are pretty complex. The only plus there, they're not needing too much sulfuric acid. So it's really a real bummer there, because as you might notice, I'm going to need much more of those things than I produce to get on this kind of production. So tell you what, we're going to produce a mini amount there, because I'm clearly not there yet to mass produce this stuff. I'm going to line this up way more carefully, because this is nothing I can just produce like that. So maybe we're not needing these vast amounts anyways. So for a smaller amount, we're going to need these amounts of circuits, and honestly, I'm going to use the productions I have lined up here, and we're going to mix a little bit what we have, and yeah, that's going to work out. So I'm going to need advanced circuits, rare metals. The rare metals right now are pretty far away from this place. So where are all my belts at? I think it's about time to also think about upgrade processes for my factory in a larger scale, because since I now have access to the robots, it's going to be way easier to upgrade larger areas of my base. So the rare metals, we're going to need them down there. Just started to ask myself if I really wanted to do what I do here, because this is a horrible place to let them flow down. Going to lead it towards this direction for now. Just to control the flow into an area where logistics is happening anyways. There we go. And I guess I'm afraid I have to cross it for now. I don't know if I want to have the rare metals on this side of the distribution belt. I can't tell it as of yet, because I have no clue what we're going to need this resource for in the larger picture. Okay, but I'm having everything I need. The only thing I'm asking myself is where to put up this little production system. Well, for starters, I'd like to settle a little bit more into this direction here. Oh, there's the uranium. Okay. And back there. Yeah, that's good. And back into this. Because, like that, this stuff ends up where I want to have it. Wonderful. Okay. So that's that. So I'm going to go for a mini production anyway, so I will do it like this. Let's grab some sulfuric acid from the line here. And next up, going to drag it up here. So these are the basics to produce it in a larger scale if I want to. But I think I'll need some rearrangements anyways, if I really tried to mass produce these tech cards like that. But for the moment, I'm quite happy with what I did there. It'll work out for now. Enriched ores. Okay, I'm going to explain that in at another time. I already read it up, and it's awesome. It's a big upgrade for our mineral production. Worker robot speed. Yeah, sure. I'm going to switch those little upgrade things into this right away. So it turns out my tank is pretty boring without ammo. Well, who would have thought? Anyways. So, I guess I'm going to work on the expansion of this production array a little bit more during the next time. Oh, what happened there? Chaos. That's what happened there. Okay, that's fought off. I got to repair those belt splitters. They're not really good, and I have already understood why. Okay, so next up is the question of the inserters. Ha! Luckily, we don't need too many for once, so just like that, boom. And I'm going to run 2 of those guys. There we go. Just to have a basic income of this stuff. There we go. And might already have guessed it. There's going to be a chest between those guys. And that's that. Okay. All we're lacking now is power. Okay, wonderful. Worker robot speed. Personal batteries. Yeah, why not? Okay, so while this might be a very, very rudimentary way to do this, for the moment I have at least access to these items. Which is, when we consider that we need a proper fluid system and a rare metal production beforehand, already a success in itself. So I'm not unhappy, not at all. To spice things up a little, I'm going to pick up the electric engines I was talking about, and we're going to head over to the chest where I store my explosives and have some fun. How about that? Needing steel plates, plastic bars, and explosives there. Okay, so we're going to arm the tank. How about that? Okay, let's pick up some electric engines as well, because I want to craft the items I had in mind in between. And yeah, we're making big progress here. Big progress. Few things for the future are the upgrading of the smelters here, but this will be a bigger project. So there we go. I'm going to pick up a few of the processors, or what are they called? Whatever. We're already having 20 of those. Maybe that's already enough for the first processing units, for the first technology. So it's either exoskeleton or yeah, whatever. I'm going to make the exoskeleton first, even though it's probably not smart. So do I have enough steel plates in my inventory? Hardly. So we're going to what I'm going to store in there. Oh well, let's drop the belts for now. So let's drop the belts and feed some steel into the tank. The tank is hungry. Okay. So that's the steel. And what for research? Biofuel. Huh, okay, why not? And next up will be me trying what this thing can do. So sadly I have no flamethrower ammo yet, but this is the machine gun. And we're going to load explosive shells in a sec. So this thing is really comfy in one way. It's featuring a way lower speed compared to the car, but it's still quicker than walking. Thus, it's a very nice thing to drive if you don't want to be in constant fear of running down your base. So I already passed my explosives chest there. Okay. I'm going to put all those explosives into the tank here. I think it's just fitting if I have all those explosives in the tank, don't you think? So at least I can always remember that I have the explosives in the tank. So there we go. I'm going to build a few shells and then... It's already pretty close to say goodbye, my friends. I'm going to craft myself this power armor we were talking about, because I think that's another thing. And yeah, I know I announced petrochemical energy production before, but I'm not too sure if I'm really going to do this, because there are, in this, as far as I can see, there are proper choices for energy production in several ways, and yeah. I haven't fully decided yet. I haven't made up my mind yet. That's basically all. Right now, my energy grid is producing a lot more than I am stressing it out. But at the same time, I really would like laser defense. And laser defense is just... I don't think I'm able to use more power than with laser defense. So... Wait a sec, dude. We're not going to do it like that. Whoa. Why did it, No. Okay. And suddenly there was overspill, but really I want this old armor to be transformed into the new armor. There we go. This is nonsense to produce a second modular armor. Don't want that to happen. There goes biofuel, reinforced plates. Just researching all those fancy tags, you know? The stuff you don't really need, but it's nice to have it. Okay. There goes power armor. Let's go for the cannon shells. And the power armor should be providing more slots to me, doesn't it? Yeah, there we go. Didn't the old parts get uninstalled? Wait a sec. I thought the old things of my armor get uninstalled when I drop it. No. Is it still laying around somewhere? Or do I have to rebuild everything? So, okay. Yeah, whatever. I didn't have too many things installed in my old armor. So, I'm going to go for... This time I'm going to go for a portable generator. Why not? And I can do the MK2 battery already. Wonderful. Another personal roboport will be necessary, but it's a bit time until I get there. Let's rearrange the productions there because I really want to have the shells. There we go. Now we can use the tank. Okay, so I'm not going to bring more war to the biters for now. Let's check out something harmless to shoot at. There's a big old forest. There we go. Okay, so destruction level of the explosive rocket. Whoa. Nice. Okay. Quite nice way to destroy your resources. Still not convinced that this is better than my better than dropping turrets like a maniac, but it's sure fun. Okay, friends, so feel free to drop me a comment, a thumbs up, or a subscription if you want to support me a little bit more. I would be super happy if you do. I don't mind if you don't. So the most important thing is come back for the next one when we are going to... I don't know. I'm not sure. Either I'm going to expand this production of circuits, or I'm going to go into new energy technologies, or I don't know. We're going to see where we're in. See you guys next time. Bye bye.